You're tuned in to Love Talk with Angel Dion, where we have real conversations, real healing, and real love. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Love Talk. My name is Angel Dion, and I am your host. Welcome back, y'all. We are here on Love Talk. I know it's been a minute, but we are back. And this month on Love Talk, we are talking about women in purpose. And y'all know here on Love Talk, we have real conversations, real healing, and real love. So all month long, y'all can catch me here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time here on YouTube, and we're gonna have some good conversations. So today on Love Talk, y'all, we have Ravyn, who is a playwright. She wrote Resurrection of a Rose, which I am starring in, and I had to have her on Love Talk to start off this series. So before we get into things, Ravyn, just introduce yourself to the audience. Let us know who you are.
Well, hello. Can you hear me good?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, perfect. So, first and foremost, I'm an entrepreneur by trade. I've been in business for 14 years. Yeah, God is good. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 in 14 years. I'm a mother of four. I'm now a divorcee. But the biggest thing is, I've learned me, and I've learned
Mhm.
other women, and I learned how to come out of the concrete and become something beautiful. That's part of the story of who I am because if you would have saw me 15 years ago, or even 12 years ago, I was a walking horror story, and now I'm a walking miracle. So, yep, that's who I am. I do investments and insurance by trade. I'm always hiring people for that. I'm a playwright. I'm a minister. I have my own ministry called Yesterday's Woman and Roar Ministries and Men of Tomorrow. I've been doing that for 15 years, and that's it. It's almost like all of them came together at the same time. Media, playwriting, entrepreneurship at the same time. It was like God was like, yeah, no more hesitation. It's time to thrust you into purpose.
I love that. And we're going to get into your story. We're going to get into all the things. But before we do that, we're going to do kind of like a little icebreaker. And this is a lightning round. So I'm going to ask you some questions and don't think about it too hard. Just answer quickly, okay?
Okay.
So, first one, love or fear?
Love.
Okay, that one was kind of crazy. Okay, one word that describes your purpose.
Bridge.
We're gonna get to that. What is a belief you had to unlearn?
That what I can, the grace that's on me is not just for them, it's also for me.
Mm, okay. What keeps you going when it gets hard?
The fact that David is waiting.
Come on. Let me see. I'm gonna ask you two more. What are you releasing in this season?
Ooh. In this season, I'm releasing ground shaking purpose to others.
Come on. Now I want you to finish this. I am becoming.
I am becoming the biggest curse breaker that the world has ever seen. I
Mm,
am becoming what God has called me to be without fear, limitations, and self doubt.
better come on. Now, if you see me looking down, that's because I'm taking some notes. I like to take some notes. Hello to everybody in the comments. We have Mia, Deanna, and Tialis. Hey, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all engage with us in the comments. Now, Ravyn, I said that I let the people know that you're a playwright. You created Resurrection of a Rose, which just so happens to be your story.
Yeah.
Now, I was casted for Dr. Winters in a play. And y'all, I just want to give y'all a little context of how I met Ravyn. So I am working on my public speaking career, and I keep telling myself I want to put myself out there. I need to get on stages. I need to practice. So I did poetry. I speak at events. I do different things. And I came across a thread that said, looking for actors and actresses in Houston. I told myself, well, I'm not no actress and I'm not no actor, but I can get on the stage and speak. So I dropped my email and I did the audition and I ended up getting the role, which was amazing. And I met Raven, I met Kiera, I met the cast, I met everybody. And that's how I ended up meeting Raven, who is from Chicago. She's been in Houston for a while, like I think a year now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Here now, and that's how we came to meet. Now, this play that I'm in is amazing. I just have to say it's amazing. And I need y'all to get tickets to come see us in this play, but we're gonna get to that. But before we get to that, Raven, I want you to take me back to who you were before you were this version of who you are now.
Um, I love that question because I didn't know who I was. There was no there was no context of my identity. Um, I was a walking zombie. I was a shell of myself. Um, I was raised by a two-parent home. My mother and father both were in the home, but my mother had some heartbreaks from her past. My father wasn't too healed himself. And when you got two unhealed people trying to raise God's purpose in the earth, sometimes you fracture it. But I thank God for the fracturing because the Lord had to remind me Eli had to raise Samuel. And just because it hurt, that doesn't mean it wasn't worth it. Just because it was uncomfortable doesn't mean it wasn't purpose. And
Mm.
so I was a kid that loved to write. I was actually a little thug. Actually, I'm y'all like a fake thug. Okay, y'all. I know I can't tell now, but I was like a bully. I used to, but I had so much anger. I didn't know where it came from. I was writing, and it was funny because how I began to write plays is I was in high school, and my writing teacher had gave me an assignment,
Mhm.
and he said write a 3-page short story and turn it in. And after class, he said, Raven, come to after class, come see me now. And I'm like, oh God, I'm in trouble again. I was used to it because I was the mess up in school.
Mhm.
And so he said, Raven, you have a gift. Your grammar is off. He said, but you just wrote me a short story that captivated me, that had me going. You're 14 years old, and the story had my heart in turmoil. It was amazing. Where did you get it from? And I said, it just downloaded in my head. I don't know. I always make up stories. And he said, I think I found your purpose. You was born to write stories. You was born to create. And the next 4 years, he walked with me, him and another young man, and one of them is now deceased, Mr. Mayor. He walked me through acting and writing and directing, and it was a wonderful time where I literally was in high school and I had a distraction from being lost, and I was able to find myself in purpose.
Now listening to all this, I have chill bumps, and I keep looking down because I'm writing. At 14,
Mhm.
a teacher told you that he found your gift.
Yeah.
Now, I always say there's always that one special teacher that sees something in you that you don't see in yourself. I have my teacher. My teacher is Miss Batia. If and what was the teacher's name?
Here's the thing, I don't remember his name. All I remember was he was the track coach, doubling as a freshman English teacher. And I've been looking for him since because that man saved and he changed my life. That one moment of saying, I think this was it. I swear he's an angel. I can't even remember his name, but he passed me off to Mr. Mayer, who was the performing arts teacher at the high school, who ended up cultivating me. But he only cultivated me. The one who found the gift and was able to bring it from the concrete was this one track teacher, and I till this day don't know his name, and I thank him so much.
Now, if you can say any words to him right now, what would you say to him?
You saved my life. Woo, I wanted to cry when I say that. You saved my life. If you didn't plant something, I was like the bamboo tree. He planted something so deep inside that it may not have sprouted the first year. It may not have sprouted the second or third year. By that fifth or sixth or even the 10th year, something came out of me and it went fast. And I thank him for the planting. I thank him for the watering. I thank him for the cultivation, because now you didn't even just give me something, but you gave my children's children something to remember forever. You were the person that literally gave me my new yes.
Raven, a walking zombie.
Walking zombie.
This man
Yeah.
told you at 14 that he saw something in you. I want to take it back to even before then, being
Okay.
a walking zombie. You said earlier that you're not the woman that you are now, but that woman, that broken, that zombie, that version of us lives inside of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to work at making sure that that part of us doesn't regrow or come back out. So, what are some things that you do to make sure that you are nurturing this version of yourself so you don't go back to that past version of yourself?
That is an excellent question. So it's actually a very good segue. Let me tell you why. Because the person that you're playing in the play, even though they're quote unquote a figment of my imagination, they're actually a real person. And so having the right circle around you. I was a walking zombie until I was like 29, 33. It extended from the time I was 14. I was just trying to figure out life, and I was dead on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my friends said to me, Raven, I think you need medicine. And she said it lovingly. She said, but you're beautiful, you're sweet, but something's wrong. And I heard what she said, but something in me said, go seek help. And the man by the name of Riley Mayberry, I hate saying his name because it brings me to tears. He was at my church. He was an apostle at my church. And I went to go see him for therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so mad that I got him. Like, why do I get the assistant pastor to be my therapist? So I go sit with him. And I said, my friend told me I need medicine. I'm crazy, X, Y, and Z. I'm having this moment. And he said, yeah, because you are. And he said, you are a broken man in a woman's body.
Mm.
And I said, what? He said, your mother and father didn't have a capability of raising what was inside of you. And he said, I'm supposed to only give you 5 sessions. He said, but I will not stop until you're whole. That's who you play in the play. He said, I would not stop until the version of you that I see behind the broken walls is comes out. And for the next 4 years, he plowed. Every
Mm.
time I called, every time I asked questions, it was healing and deliverance, and it was everything. And what happens is, even when I want to go back to that old version of me, of the person that was so jacked up, this is going to sound so crazy. I don't want to destroy what he did. I don't want to make the sacrifice he made for me not worth it. I will say, I'll be like, I'm sick of it. And I'll be like, no, he sacrificed 4 years of his life for me.
Mm-hmm.
He will see me and I'll make him proud. And that is my motivation, actually. That's so crazy, right? A total stranger. I will make him proud. That what he did for 4 years for a total stranger, he get to see live out in this lifetime.
Hmm. Come on. So
Yeah.
so you're this rolls from the concrete. And a lot of times our the new version of us, it costs something. It always costs something.
Yeah.
So what did it cost you to become this new version of yourself?
Um, the first thing it cost was my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was 24 years old when I met my husband. I didn't know better. He was broken. I was broken. I didn't know I was marrying the broken versions of my father. I
Mm.
had fell in love with my father's nightmare, not the dream. And he was a narcissist. But I was willing to hold on to prove that I can stay married, you know? Um, when I finally got saved and started the healing journey with the young man, the first thing that cost me was my marriage. I
Mm.
remember my husband one day coming to the house after infidelity. I took it. The not supporting with income, I took it. The women, the babies. He had kids on me. I took it because I just wanted this to work so bad because I don't want to be a failure. And the moment growth happened, he one day came to me and said, Raven, I didn't ask for this version of you. I didn't know what he was talking about. He says, you're a stranger. And it's funny how God works because all things work together for the good. The song by Tamia came in my head. There's a stranger in my house. And the
Mm,
Lord brought me to a verse, a part of the verse, and it says, pop quiz, tell me what my spot is, all that good stuff, right? But the part of the song he said was, or could it be that the stranger is me and you remain the same? And it was at that moment I realized I'm the stranger. I committed to changing so much. I committed to my growth so much that this marriage is now a cemetery.
mm,
And my pastor ended up giving me the last confirmation word to walk away. He didn't know me. And I said, okay, God, I hear you. That hurt. I walked away from what I thought was supposed to be 15 years of marriage, but I understood I'm the version of him that he married, the version of me that he knew. He don't know me. I'm a stranger.
mm,
And I married off of potential. I didn't marry off of purpose. And the person I was becoming, he couldn't handle the glory that was on me. And it was okay. And I
mm.
resolved that he was my road to Damascus. And I appreciate you for it. No hard feelings. But it's time for me to move on.
Oh, oh. Now, Raven, there is a woman watching or a woman that is going to be watching that is in that season of growth, but is being pulled in many directions and may not know what to do, don't know what's going on. It feels like they're in a whirlwind. I want you now to give those women some words.
First and foremost, trust yourself. Sometimes we lack the trust in ourselves because our past poor decisions. Trust yourself. As you're growing, your decisions change and your wants, your desires change too. Second of all, trust God. Trust that what He has laid before you is necessary. Every scar, every shame, everything you've been through was necessary. And the last thing is trust the process. Because what happens is we may trust God, we may even trust ourselves, but the process gets really sticky where it doesn't look like what He said it was supposed to look like. And we stop in the middle of the process, push through it.
Hmm.
Because if you push through the process, the chips will fall as they may, which means, right? If I didn't leave my husband initially, I just kept pushing and pursuing growth. I kept pursuing God. I kept pursuing just to be better. I kept pursuing business. I kept pursuing like better mentality. I kept pursuing growth. And all of a sudden I looked up and I was like, this don't fit me any longer. And it was an easy transition.
Hmm. Hmm.
But what if I would have stopped in the middle of the process? Because sometimes it's easier to remain the same than to grow in spite of.
Mm. You better speak, Raven. Look, all three are on point. This is good. This is good. Come on, y'all. Oh my goodness. Hello to everybody. If you're just tuning in, you are tuned into Love Talk, where we have real conversations, real healing, and real love. We are talking to Raven, who is the playwright of Resurrection of a Rose. She does so many other things, which she's gonna let y'all know again at the end. But Raven, you're speaking to us today here on Love Talk. You're speaking, y'all. Is she speaking on what? Let me know in the comments, y'all. Give us some fire. Give us something in the comments because Raven got it on fire in here. But Raven, I want to talk about Resurrection of a Rose now
Okay.
because it is so powerful and it's your life story.
It
And
is.
I need everybody who's watching this, everybody who's going to watch this, to be in the seats to see this play. I am in the play, y'all. Yes, I'm playing Dr. Winters. I am a clinical psychiatrist, right? Right? Okay.
Hmm.
Come on. So I need y'all there. We need y'all there because this is it's just deliverance. It's gonna happen. Y'all gonna be fired up. So Raven, just let the people know what Resurrection of a Rose is, and then we'll go from there. Let them know.
So, Resurrection of a Rose is a play inspired by my life and the lives of folks that's in my life. This is not a tearing down of anybody that was in my life at all. This is a story of redemption. This is a story of a woman that had faced every obstacle that was supposed to kill her. If you ever think of a rose that comes from the concrete, it may have scrapes, may have bruises, it may even look kind of like it's leaning to the side, but it's still a rose. And this was a reminder to the women and to the men who thought, I can't grow in this kind of environment, but a rose from the concrete did can. This is a reminder to the people who said, I don't the family I came from, I couldn't survive from it, but somebody I know did. This is a reminder that love conquers all. This is a story of redemption, and not just for the main character Promise, but for every person in the cast. They found redemption. They found love. They found salvation. They found true healing. They found purpose. They found their voice. They found the light in the darkness. This story is about finding yourself when you couldn't even find the light.
Hmm.
And it's a beautiful story, and it is about deliverance. It's a story of healing. I promise you all, when I wrote this story, it took me 8 years to write it. I cried the whole time writing this story because it was inspired by my life. And it wasn't making anybody look bad. I made some characters look worse so it's not like they're not as bad as the story. But I needed people to see that you can still make it. And I'm gonna give you how I got the name of the play. I'm gonna leave it alone. I remember asking God one day in prayer. I said, "What's the story of my life? Give me a name of the story of my life. I don't know the name." And he said, Resurrection of a Rose. And I said, that's weird. So I Googled it. And it's never been on any nothing. So I knew it was from God. But what popped up was this rose called the Rose of Jericho. It's a rose that is like a tumbleweed type flower in like the Middle Eastern places overseas, right?
Hmm.
And it appears to be dead. But when this plant touched living waters, it resurrect every single time. And he said, this is the story of your life. Y'all, I'm getting started. I'm trying to stop, okay? He said, this is the story of your life, Ravyn. Even though you appear dead to everybody, they saw you as a tumbleweed. They saw you as a bookmark in a story. He said, but the moment you came in contact with living water, my water, the well that never runs dry, he said, the moment you came in contact with me, he said, you lived again. And he said, no matter how many times you think you're dead, he said, Ravyn, when you come back to the water that never runs dry, you will live again. You're like the little girl in the Bible, Jairus' daughter. He said, little girl, wake up. Get up. Come from out of your slumber because you're not dead. You're just sleeping. You're
Hmm.
that rose, Ravyn. And that's when I said, okay, God, I got the story of my life. Let's go write it.
Raven, you better come on. Wait, it's the obedience for me. The obedience to hear and to listen and to ask questions. But let's talk about the process of writing it because, like you said, it took you years to write it, but having to write it means having to relive it, having to think about things that you may have buried or that trauma made you forget, So when it comes to that process of actually having to relive it and write it down, what was that like?
It was pretty awful. Um, Even though I made it over dramatized and like I made it way worse than it was in certain places, I cried every day.
Hmm.
I was triggered. There were days I shut down. I had to put, it was friends telling me, keep writing. They need to hear your story. Keep writing, keep pushing through. I know it hurts, but somebody's going to get free from this story, Ravyn. The world needs to hear this story. And give you a little backstory. I'm a preacher's kid. My mother's a pastor. My father's a businessman. And I was raised in a traditional house, but my mother had been through so many different things, and my father had put her through so much stuff with abuse.
Hmm.
And my father was excited about having a little girl because he had all boys.
Hmm.
But my mother, she was mad that she was having a baby by him because my father had been so abusive, and so unfortunately, she didn't see it. But a lot of the pain that she had for him translated to me. And
Mm-hmm.
so there was things she said out of hate, out of anger for herself, of how I looked and how I sounded. It was a, oh, you're not that pretty, and you're slow, and you're gonna be a whore like your daddy. It was a lot of comments that was made that to this day, when I brought it to her, she don't remember. She was broken, and
Mm-hmm.
it took for God to say, Raven, she didn't understand either. You got to forgive her. You're trying to be upset with somebody that had their own process. But he asked me a question: how many did you hurt? How many that you broke? And I said, got it.
Hmm.
I got it, God. He said, was you the best mom? Did you do it right all the time? That's what forgiveness happened. So writing the story was able to forgive her, forgive him, forgive my sister, but most importantly, forgive myself for my decisions.
Forgive yourself. What? Raven, that is usually the hardest thing, to have to look in the mirror and forgive yourself. But it's so freeing. It is so, so freeing. So let somebody know. Let the women know who's going to watch this, who needs to forgive themselves. How do you forgive yourself?
It's looking at what happened, not taking on shame, not taking on condemnation, processing it, knowing that this thing built you, but it was necessary. There's a song by Fantasia that I sing every once in a while, and it says, God used my mistakes. It was necessary.
Hmm, hmm,
I now understand every mistake I made was necessary. Every time I dropped the ball, it was necessary. Every time they betrayed me, it was necessary. And I even had to forgive myself for what I allowed. Because sometimes that hurts even the most. I allowed him to do it. I allowed him to come in my life and destroy it. I allowed it. I knew better and I allowed it. And I had to forgive myself what I allowed.
hmm. To
Let the
speak.
tears fall and know that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. And for every tear that you shed, for every time your heart bleed, I laid in the bed and I just talked to God and I said, God, come, I'm telling you what hurts so you can come heal it.
Hmm, hmm. Raven, you are necessary. You are amazing. You are obedient. You are a walking testimony. You're all these things and more. You're amazing, worthy, intelligent. You're everything. And I just want to, and I always tell people this when I'm doing my interviews and talking to people, thank you for your yes. And I don't just say that lightly, because a yes is not an easy thing to do, because saying yes takes on so much. You said yes, and one word you said earlier is you feel like you're the bridge. And I just in our interactions of meeting you, I see that, because you are a bridge for me. So I want to thank you for your yes. I want to thank you for your testimony. I want to thank you for your bravery to even write down your story, to have to relive that, because we don't want to relive what hurt us. We don't want to relive that trauma. And like I said, a lot of times trauma makes us forget. So having to relive that and put it out to the world, I want to thank you for that, because that's not small. But I really, 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 really want to drive to the people watching this that y'all need to be in those seats in August. It's in August. I need y'all to DM me, DM Raven, and say, how can I get a ticket? I need a ticket. I need to be there. I need y'all to bring a friend. Don't come alone. Tell that friend to bring a friend. We need to have the people in the seats, because this is powerful, and this is Raven's obedience to what God told her. Even when she was crying, even when she may have not wanted to hear it, when she was in the storm, when she was going through what she was going through, but her yes brought us here today on Love Talk. And Love Talk is necessary. Y'all watching this is necessary. Let me see in the comments. It says so many angry people in this world just holding on to so much pain and just don't know how to let it go. This is so needed during the troubled times. Can't wait to see the play. Y'all need to see this play. I'm going to keep saying that. Raven, the people need to see the play. But we're going to close out on this one question. Let me see. The last question I wanted to ask you was, what does walking boldly in your purpose mean to you?
I am a key to a city that has never been revealed.
Mm.
We've talked about the play, but the play is also attached to a conference that weekend. It'll be a 2-day conference for healing, deliverance, conversations, first natural, then spiritual, then into a play. And what the Lord reminded me when He brought me from Chicago to Texas, He said, "You are a key to a city that has never been. You are a key to Atlantis. There are a people waiting for you to reveal their purpose.
Mm.
And if you never say yes, they will walk forever in darkness. They will never find their light in a dark place. So your yes is necessary. But not only is your yes necessary, Raven, this is why purpose has to be forefront, but your heart for me is necessary.
Mm.
Because when I see his people, I don't see what's done to me. I don't see what's their people's issues. I see how the Lord sees them. And all he says is, I see my daughters and I see my sons. Go help and go heal the land. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face, I will heal the land. That is what I live by. I am called to help heal the land. My story was necessary. I'm a key to a city that's dark, and it's time to wake them up.
Time to wake them up, Raven. Time to wake them up. I said that was the last one, but I got one more. What is one truth every woman needs to hear?
Mm, you are enough. I don't care what your mama says, you are enough. I don't care what your daddy says, you are enough. I don't care what the teacher said, you are enough. I don't care what anybody ever said in your life. You are enough. I don't care what you've done, you're still enough. I don't care what you've experienced, you're still enough. You are enough. And somebody's waiting for your yes.
You better come on, Raven. Woo, you on fire in here. Wow, period. I love it. I think I saw a comment that said, I'm going to need a box of tissues for this play. Yes, you will. You need to be there. Y'all need to be at the play in August. And Raven, I just want to thank you again so much for being here on Love Talk. I'm back, y'all. Love Talk is back. I love y'all for sticking with me through my starting, through my stopping, but I'm here. This platform is necessary. It is for y'all. This is real conversations, real healing, and real love. And I want to thank y'all so much for riding with me for all these years. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. We only going up from here. Raven, again, thank you for your yes. Before we go, I want to open up the floor to you to say whatever it is that is on your heart.
Well, you know what? You're probably used to people speaking to the audience, but I'm gonna speak to you. You are a light in the darkness as well. Everything you've experienced, every trial you overcame, you are necessary. Your yes is necessary. Your light is necessary. Your boldness is necessary. Your faith is necessary. Every tear you've dropped in silence is necessary. You are worthy as a mom. You are worthy as a wife. You are worthy as a woman. Every single thing you are striving to do in the next 10 years will happen. Every business that you're looking to build will happen. God is literally putting a battery in your back. He's saying in this season, it will happen suddenly because you believed in me when the others said you shouldn't. When the folks told you should throw away the towel, you could never do it. He said, what I have for you in this next season will blow your mind. Yes, indeed, it will not be long now. God's decree. Things will happen so fast, your head will swim. For one thing on the heels of another, God is about to bless you so well. Angel, your life is going to be a living testament. And don't worry about money, because money is going to come to you like a magnet. Your children taken care of, you will have the time to be a mother and a wife. You don't have to sacrifice anything, because he said in this season you will have both, not either or. And so be bold, be courageous, and dig your feet in, because this is the season for you to build. That's it.
I receive it, Ravyn. I receive it, and I can't wait to go back and clip this so I can listen to this on the daily because I need those words. You don't understand. Well, you do understand. You pour into people so much. You pour, you pour, you pour, and just to get that back is amazing. Is needed, and I'm fired up, and I just want to thank you so much. Let me see. We got a comment. Let me see. Period. Wow. Hallelujah. Come on. Sorry. Oh my goodness, Ravyn. I love you so much. I love y'all for tuning in to Love Talk. We will be here again next Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our topic for this month is Women in Purpose. We're walking in our purpose. We are needed. We are enough. We are loved. And God is everything. And I want to thank y'all again. Y'all keep being great. Love it. Yes, I love y'all. Ravyn, this was so good. We back, y'all. Love Talk is back. I am going to be a mother now. And I just want to again give my sincere gratitude to y'all for sticking with me through the years. Love Talk is here and we are going up. But y'all make sure y'all come see Resurrection of a Rose in Houston, Texas in August. I'll have all the details. I'm going to keep throwing it at y'all because I need y'all there. I got a lot of New Orleans supporters on here. Family, I need y'all to take that trip. Come on. That ain't nothing. Y'all, come on. I love y'all. And like I always tell y'all to believe in yourself. Y'all be bold. Y'all be beautiful. Y'all be you, Ravyn. Thank you. Thank y'all. And y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all next Monday. Bye, y'all.